Energy shortages are a major concern in Egypt, and this tends to get quite worse in summer when it approaches, since electricity demand goes up and far outstrips effective supply. Currently, subsidies on fuel and gas are seen as a main factor contributing to the widening budget deficit, which is projected to stand at about 11.5% of GDP by end June this year. Now, given that deficit, current subsidies clearly are not sustainable. But getting agreement on cutting or reforming subsidies is often quite problematic, as CCTV's Yasser Hakim now reports.
The panel, which hosted top business and energy leaders of the private sector, Ahmed Hikkel and Tamer Abu Bakr, outlined the challenges facing the government in dealing with energy shortages, especially in fuel and LPG gas. Not only used for cars, but everything from cooking to machines in factories to electricity power stations, energy is the largest form of expenditure in the country's annual budget.
Egypt consumes approximately like 77 million tons. This means that we have a deficit of 30 million tons of oil and gas. 20% of the subsidy, the real subsidy, it goes to the poor people, or it goes to whom we're supposed to go to them. And the 80% it goes in the wrong direction.
Experts say the political instability and security issues have had a direct effect on energy supply, hence the national budget. They called on the government to face the problem before it's too late.
Starting 2002, we started importation of energy, but that was compensated by FDI and tourism. So we kept increasing the bill of importation of energy, but it was compensated by tourism, FDI, and exports of the industrial sectors. And then suddenly, after the revolution, that came down here as a result of the political situation, and that we were left holding the bags at $22–23 billion up there. We need to act now, because every day we don't act, the budget deficit is ballooning. Let me remind you that 2010-2011, the budget deficit was forecasted to be 90 billion Egyptian pounds. Next year, we're facing 300 billion pounds, 300+ billion pounds.
The renowned investors commended the government for taking the correct decision to reduce subsidies on fuel for cars, factories and electricity. This could alleviate some pressure from the budget, but said more needs to be done.
We should use gas in all the power stations and not fuel oil due to a lot of them. In addition, we're going to need, during the next 8 years, at least another 12 million tons of gas due to the new power station coming on stream, which is accumulating about 15 gigawatt.
The panelists say the situation is very critical, but no one should panic yet. There is still scope for improvement, though time is running out. Experts hope that the government would seriously consider and study the solutions presented here at the conference. Their aim is that the government would provide citizens with energy at affordable price without burdening its national budget. This is Yasser Hakim for CCTV, Cairo.